Hi guys, I'm doing something completely different on my channel today. I felt like it would be a good time to talk about something that I personally have. I'm going to talk about gastroesophageal reflux disease, commonly known as GERD, G-E-R-D. Now, you might be asking, what is GERD? If you're searching for this video, it means you either are experiencing some symptoms, you might think maybe this disease, or you're just wanting to get to know a little bit more about it. I feel like since I have this, as well as most family members, I feel it would be good to talk about it. Now, gastroesophageal reflux disease is when excess acid from your stomach backs up into your esophagus, often creating very unpleasant heartburn or indigestion. Now, this, while painful, does not cause any adverse side effects or harms to your body. What happens is your lower esophageal sphincter is a flap that connects between your esophagus and your stomach. So when this muscle is relaxed, excess stomach acid can flow through it up into your esophagus. This does not erode away your esophagus, it does not create irritation other than heartburn in the lining, so while it's painful, it does not cause you much harm beyond that. Some of the symptoms that are associated with GERD can be mild to severe heartburn, which is a burning sensation that can occur anywhere along your esophagus, indigestion, stomach pains, etc. And I will explain to you some of my personal symptoms and also how to remedy these at times. Now, if you experience general symptoms of heartburn, I would say 2 or more days a week, that is, would be considered severe, you may have GERD. It's a good place to look, a good place to start. Other things may be, so it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor about your symptoms if you have any that may be beyond what I'm discussing in this video. And I am not a doctor, this is just from my experience, so I am not condoning any practices that may harm you, and if it does become a problem for you, stop immediately, ask your doctor. So personally for me, I'm going to describe some of my symptoms, and hopefully this can give you a better idea of what may be going on if you have the symptoms as well. My symptoms occur fairly recently, I would say 5 days out of the week at most, and I would classify my heartburn in the severe category. For someone my age, that's not a very good thing to hear. I'm 19 years old, and unfortunately it is hereditary. My mother on her side has it quite severely. My dad does not, but on his side I have 3 aunts and uncles who have had the surgery that is used to correct this problem. And they've had good success with the surgery, but they suffered with it for years before that. So, unfortunately, if it is genetic, you will probably experience it sometime or another in your life. For me, I felt this video was the right time to be made because I have had a very bad flare-up. I experienced some symptoms maybe my freshman year of high school, and I didn't think much about it. I persisted for maybe a month, and they were not so severe. This summer, however, when I came back from a vacation, the first night it came on very suddenly. I had extreme pain all throughout my chest. I can feel my symptoms all the way in my back and my shoulders, around my rib cage, and it also feels like your rib cage is just expanding, and it's creaking and doesn't feel good. So my first experience with my flare-up, it came back, my whole left arm was going numb, it felt extreme shooting pains, I felt like I had a horrible stomach ache, and I was absolutely unsure of what was going on. Then which, after I had gotten home, it was about 2 days later after driving in the car coming back from our trip, my symptoms started persisting. I was awoken in the middle of the night with extreme chest pains and burning in my esophagus, and I was wondering what in the world was going on. I had recently started a cleanse with my sister where I was strictly on fruit for 3 days, and I was wondering if it was just a reaction from so much citrus being in my system or my stomach not being able to digest solid food since I was doing mainly smoothies and such. So it's just good to do a process of elimination. So after that, I knew once I stopped the cleanse, that was not what was causing my symptoms. So I talked to my mother, and she unfortunately informed me that yes, a lot of our family members have had this disease. So I will discuss with you some treatments that have worked for myself. Now, granted, these may not work for everyone, and you might need to try a combination of things, but I'm going to tell you what has worked for myself, what I have tried, and also what is recommended that you try. So before you go to extreme measures, it's good to do, like I said, the trial and error. For myself, I take an omeprazole magnesium tablet, which I have here. They are 14 or 28, I believe, day plans where you take one pill either every morning or every night, and it depends on what time your stomach gets more upset, because there are some pills that will upset my stomach more and some that completely erase the symptoms. I'm not saying any brand is better than any other, just find what is working for you. I know a common one is Prilosec OTC. I find just as much success with an over-the-counter off-brand. It is completely up to you. But I take that pill starting every morning. That will usually suppress my symptoms for most of the day. At night they can fluctuate, but it's good to know what trigger foods you have. These are foods that when you eat them increase acid buildup in your stomach or just generally give you a feeling of discomfort. Mine would include cantaloupe and cucumbers, peanut butter especially, and some things, while they may be delicious, if they hurt you, they're just not good to have. I've had to plan my day around eating specific foods. If there's only a snack that has peanut butter, I will try to avoid it. Also, tomato-based products may increase your acid reflux, and or chocolate. I know, that's horrible. Nobody wants to hear, oh, chocolate could hurt, but unfortunately it does. Also, drinking milk is very good. It soothes your esophagus. Just if you need immediate relief, that or Tums, they do not provide long-lasting relief, but if you need something right then and now, those are completely fine to take. I do that often. And then there are some lifestyle changes you can make. Even losing 5 or 10 pounds can reduce the pressure that is on your stomach, and that reduces the amount of acid that is then pushed up into your esophagus. So while that may sound odd or strange, or it may be very hard for you to lose weight, it might be good for you to start out like that. It is also good to eat smaller meals every day so that it eats up more acid in your stomach versus eating just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you eat smaller meals or snack on healthy foods in moderation to eat up the acid in your stomach, that's also very helpful. You can elevate the top of your bed to where it's sitting, instead of flat, it's sitting at an angle, because the more upright you are, gravity keeps all of the acid suppressed, versus if you're laying horizontally, as gross as it sounds, things can move around, and that will increase your likelihood of having severe heartburn. Now, the last result, there is a surgery you can have that goes in and it wraps your stomach lining around a small part of your esophagus so that they go through each other, and this will strengthen. So I will put some helpful links in the description bar below if you are interested in learning more information, anything else about this disease that may be helpful to you. So even though this is completely different from my channel, I hope it's very helpful to some people, because I know, being as young as I am and starting out with this, it's very disheartening and it can be a bit frustrating at times. So I hope this is very helpful for you, and I wish you the best of luck. Bye.